beauties, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be kind of like a mini video. I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm thinking not very long because I'm just going to review this bad boy. The Tarte Shape Tape. I keep wanting to call it Tape Shape. I don't know why. I think my dyslexia just wants to put on backwards. And I'm like, I'm going to have to edit out so many times of me saying Tape Shape. But anyway, I have been getting several comments to please try this out. It's so hyped. Everybody is talking about it, but we all know people talk about something and then we never hear about it again. We hear it for a good solid month. Buy this, buy this, buy this. And then you don't hear about it anymore. And I can think of a few of these on the top of my head, but I'm not going to say them. So I want to see if it's legit. I want to see if this is such an amazing concealer. It's going to change my life or even kick out one of my favorite ones out of my rotation. We're going to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy on one side and another of my favorite on the other, and we're going to test them, see what ends up happening. Before I jump into the demonstration and the review on this, I just want to tell you guys a few things about this concealer. So it's supposed to be a full coverage concealer. Little goes a long way, but it's also supposed to be 2-in-1. It's supposed to both highlight and then you can use another shade to contour with it. I'm not really feeling those shades for contour. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I have no desire to use it for that at all. And the other problem with this is that it only comes in 6 shades. So that's a problem in and of itself. Like this one right here, I got the shade Fair. I wanted to get one that would be just a little bit lighter than my foundation, but not this light. But we had Fair, which is a neutral to warm undertone, slightly yellow. The next one up, which was light, is pink, and then light medium was basically my foundation shade. So I went with this one. Now this is all supposed to be long wearing, it's supposed to be hydrating, a creamy radiant formula, but it's supposed to be extremely long lasting. Now something else that I actually didn't know about this is on the Ulta site, it says it's powered by Amazonian clay and conditioning mango seed and shea butters. The nutrient-rich concealer helps promote skin elasticity and illumination with each crease-free application. So we're definitely going to test this out, see how it lasts, see if I crease, see if it looks better than the other one. So if you want to see all these C's, just keep watching. So I've already got my foundation on, and how I plan on testing this out is up against my favorite concealer of all time, and this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and the shade in this one is Fair Neutral. This is usually what I use whenever I am winter toned, which is like NC15, NC20. Usually I wear the 20 because the 15 is a little too light, but I'm not mad at a bright under eye. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. So the shade I got in the Tarte one is also Fair. So I'm gonna apply the Urban Decay on this side and the Tarte one on this side. With the Urban Decay, I can actually use quite a bit of this and it doesn't get cakey, but from what I understand about the Tarte one, you need a little, but I'm just gonna apply this one how I typically do and just work with it that way. And I'm gonna blend it out with a beauty blender. The doe foot on this thing is huge. It's huge, but I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap. I'm gonna start off with that amount and see how that works before I add any more. I'm gonna kind of twist this around and start dabbing this in. Yeah, this is super duper pigmented. I could probably use even less than that. Kelsey is blowing up my phone. She always texts me whenever I'm filming, but usually I have the sense enough to turn off my phone, but not today. I'm not sure if you guys can see on camera or not, but the Tarte one is definitely brighter than the Naked Skin one, but both blended out. You know, I love the Naked Skin one, but I'm going to finish off my makeup and see how this wears underneath the powder, if it's kind of creasy or too hydrating. Sometimes I have that issue because I wear a lot of eye cream, so I don't want a concealer that is too hydrating, but I don't like it to be like flat matte either. So I'm gonna finish off my makeup, but I'll be right back. Alright guys, first impressions, I'm kind of impressed. I say that with a grain of salt because we all know that concealers can get creasy, they can get separating, they can get shiny, they can make your under eyes look crepey, but right now, I like it. I don't see a huge difference between the two, which is nice. And I'm hoping that this works out because I have been on the same concealer for so long and I have been loving some other ones, but I don't know, it's just nice to have some options. So I've got my fingers crossed for this guy. I am going to go about my day like I typically would, and then I'm going to come back and I will tell you guys if one side ended up looking better than the other. If I fall in love with this one and we're going to say bye naked skin concealer, I don't know if that's going to happen. I think it's still going to be my rotation. We are going to see if the hype is legit on this concealer. So I will see you guys very soon. So when I went back and looked at the footage, I could tell a difference on camera. I don't know if you guys could or not because, you know, it kind of shrinks it down, makes it smaller, whatnot. But on my big computer screen, I could tell that this side was a little bit more glowy than this side. So on camera, I think that this was prettier, the naked skin, but not by much. You know, like I can't see the difference in person. I could only see it on the camera, and that's probably because these lights are reflecting back. And the Tarte concealer is definitely a radiant concealer, so that's probably why. But I just wanted to point that out, that I did see the difference whenever I went back and I looked at the footage. However, we're talking about right now, so let me give you the update. It's been about 5 hours. Like I said, I was just outside in the scorching heat. And let me look at my pores. I will say there's not a huge noticeable difference, but on my pores, I feel like the naked skin looks a little bit better. Just a little bit. Yeah, I gotta say it does. It looks a little bit better on this side than it does this side. So this is gonna be my conclusion. I do think that the concealer is worth the hype. I do think that you should definitely check this out. I am definitely gonna keep using it. But I will say that if you're oily or you have a problem with your pores, make sure that you prime well, use something to control the oil, yada yada. I would feel completely comfortable going out like this. It's not like, oh my God, it sunk into my pores, gross. However, if I was going to pick between the two, I think as of right now, first impressions, I would still go with my naked skin concealer. Or if you want a little bit more coverage, the Kat Von D Lock It. But that's just first impressions. I'm going to continue to use this, but I do think it's worth the hype. It is definitely more coverage. It is definitely super creamy. It is not creasing underneath my eyes. I am not a grease ball. It's not separating or anything like that, which typically I would have already noticed, especially being that I was just outside for 45 minutes and I was extremely hot. So my verdict is definitely get your hands on this. My verdict for Tarte is to definitely put out some more shades. You need the shade range 100%, especially if you're gonna have a product this good, you need the shade range. So in the end, it's definitely gonna be up to you. Do you want more of a radiant concealer with good coverage, still long lasting, yada yada, or do you want more, it's not matte, but it's not super radiant either. It's great coverage, lightweight, long lasting. Both great concealers. I still like my naked one just a little bit better, but I am still going to use this one, and I do think it's worth the hype. If I can say that enough. Anywho, everything that's on my face will be listed down below. Please let me know if you've already picked up this concealer and what you think about it. And yeah, I will see you guys in our next video. Bye guys.